be no more spreading and holding out of hands to borrow money to educate our children? No more begging for grains and grocery to feed the family? And no more running around from pillar to post in want of relief funds for medical treatments? Are we really at a turning point where these dreamy aspirations would take a steep turn to reality? According to the Constitution of India, the Indian government is formed by the people, for the people, and is of the people. Of course, today the government is formed by the people and is also of the people. But is it really for the people? Keep watching to know the truth. Are we on a brink of a new era where every Indian ought to be a millionaire and our women the most empowered citizens of this country? Do you think the stars for we, the people of India, have really changed and we are now at a juncture where we are heading towards being self-reliant, self-sufficient and self-dependent, making all of us independent? Does it mean we shall soon be Atmanirbhar? Would we now be self-wage earners and stop looking towards freebies from the government? Will there be no more spreading and holding out of hands to borrow money to educate our children? No more begging for grains and grocery to feed the family? And no more running around from pillar to post in want of relief funds for medical treatments? Are we really at a turning point where these dreamy aspirations would take a steep turn to reality? The political landscape in the ongoing Lok Sabha elections 2024 resembles more of a bustling marketplace for votes where leaders from all parties are seen to offer heaps of promises to the voters. The BJP talks about more loan opportunities to farmers and Modi's guarantee on their manifesto.
और मैं हर महतारी को कहूंगा, आप सबके खातों में अब हर महीने बिना किसी परेशानी के ये पैसा आता रहेगा और ये मेरा भरोसा है छत्तीसगढ़ की बीजेपी की सरकार पर और इसलिए मैं गारंटी दे रहा हूं.
Whereas India, the opposition alliance including the Congress party is seen aggressively attacking and criticizing the ruling party's failure to fulfill promises made to the people of this country through their previous manifesto on several accounts. Congress basically talks about anti-incumbency and inefficient governance with its main focus on MSP to farmers, unemployment, price rise, etc., etc. We need to understand and analyze deeply as to whether these are genuine commitments of the India, the opposition alliance, or they are merely election gimmick and a clever trick intended to attract attention of the innocent voters of this country. India, the opposition alliance, through public meetings today, address burning issues like price rise, unemployment, economic instability, youth, child and women's rights, safety and security, besides promising to create a definite income generating source that has been pain in the neck of every individual of this nation since a very long time.
संविधान बचेगा तो हमें नौकरी मिलेगी, संविधान बचेगा तो पीड़ित परिवार का सम्मान बढ़ेगा, संविधान बचेगा तो रोजगार आएंगे. इन बीजेपी वालों ने सब परीक्षा रद्द करा दी, सब क्वेश्चन पेपर लीक करा दिए. ये नौजवान जो आए हैं इनका भविष्य अंधकार में डाल दिया. मैं नौजवानों से कह के जा रहा हूं, ये बीजेपी वाले ने न केवल आपको नौकरी के लिए धोखा दिया है बल्कि आपके 1/3 जीवन को बर्बाद कर दिया. हम आपको भरोसा दिला के जा रहे हैं, नौकरी के साथ साथ सम्मान का रोजगार मिलेगा. और जो इन्होंने अग्निवीर व्यवस्था लाई है, अग्निवीर व्यवस्था हमेशा हमेशा के लिए खत्म हो जाएगी. जैसे पक्की नौकरी, जैसे हमारा नौजवान पहले पक्की वर्दी पहनता था, वैसे ही पक्की नौकरी फौज में दिलाने का काम इंडिया गठबंधन करेगा.
We all know that education is for any country the key to its success, progress and development in true sense. None seem to be discussing and addressing issues like education to children. Today, Education in the lower strata of the society is almost like zero. None of the government have provided an appropriate school or college buildings in many of the villages. Children are not provided with sitting facility like chairs and desks. Educational institutes suffer acute shortage of teaching faculty, poor sanitation in the premises, inadequate, contaminated and impure drinking water, and most importantly, no provision of female toilets and washrooms at most schools and colleges. At most places, even common toilet is unavailable. Availability of books and copies for students seems to be of least priority for the governments. In nutshell, the issue of education seems to be a concern of no interest for the political parties, and therefore none of them talk, discuss or address or even touch this topic despite education being the most important major concern and issue of this country. We need to give a deep and serious thought to the crucial aspect of the whole election game. Would the game being played in the name of women empowerment benefit the women of this country in true sense? Would real empowerment reach every woman with the announcement to directly deposit money into the bank account of the woman of every poor family, making women the sole beneficiary of almost all financial schemes like supply of ration through public distribution system or other financial assistance through direct transfer of money credited into the bank accounts of the women are not at all debatable and no doubt an excellent step towards women empowerment. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while campaigning for the BJP, announced schemes like Mahila Samman Yojana, Mehtari Vandan Yojana and Ladli Behna Yojana. Aam Aadmi Party and India Alliance, not lagging behind, also announced schemes to attract women. Would these schemes in reality create an environment making women the most powerful citizens of this country? This big question here remains unanswered. Despite such initiatives and commitments from the Prime Minister of this country, today women's safety, their social and economic participation in the mainstream society is a matter of great concern. Despite the Women Reservation Act 2023 being in force, women are still lagging much behind when it comes to their actual participation on social and political fronts in true sense. For example, even today, a woman contesting election from a women reserved constituency is mostly a dummy candidate who is simply a face to show and a name to be used, but the actual man behind the face is mostly their husband. In most cases, it has been observed that the husband of the elected lady public representative is at the forefront, whereas the elected lady is confined to home as housewife. I hope you all agree with this. Lok Sabha elections 2024 witnesses an aggressive vote buying funda adopted by almost all major political parties trying to actually sort of buying and encashing votes against their commitment of money to be paid to the voters by way of direct transfer into their bank accounts in the name of some scheme if they are voted to power. Under the vote buying technique, a lucrative scheme was launched by the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi as Mukhyamantri Mahila Samman Yojana, ensuring direct transfer of rupees 1,000 every month into the bank accounts of every woman residing in Delhi and who are above 18 years of age and are out of income tax net.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, हमारे परिवारों में जब भी कोई बेटी या बहन ससुराल से आती है तो उसके बड़े भाई या उसके पिताजी उसके हाथ में कुछ पैसे थमा देते हैं, क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं कि उनकी बहन या उनकी बेटी को अपनी ज़रूरतों के लिए किसी से कुछ मांगना ना पड़े। और आज दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी एक बड़े बेटे का फर्ज निभाते हुए 2024-25 में एक नई क्रांतिकारी योजना लेकर आ रही हैं। ये शायद 2024-25 के बजट का सबसे बड़ा कदम है। इस योजना का नाम है मुख्यमंत्री महिला सम्मान योजना और इसके तहत 18 साल की उम्र से ज़्यादा की हर महिला को 1,000 रुपए प्रति माह की सम्मान राशि।
The election 2024 campaign or the vote-grabbing trade offer took off to a greater heights with the Bharatiya Janata Party promising 1,000, 2,000 rupees under the Mahila Samman Yojana, Mahatari Vandan Yojana and Ladli Behna Yojana, ensuring and wrapping it up meticulously with an insurance cover, Modi ki guarantee in the name of Prime Minister. In a strategic move to please the disheartened and unhappy farmers, the BJP also promises more loan opportunities to them.
नारी शक्ति को सशक्त बनाने वाली महतारी वंदन योजना को समर्पित करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। महतारी वंदन योजना के तहत छत्तीसगढ़ की 70 लाख से ज्यादा माता बहनों को हर महीने 1,000 रुपया देने का वायदा किया गया था। बीजेपी सरकार ने अपना वादा पूरा किया है। 1,000 रुपया तो पहुंच रहा है।
On the other hand, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi of India, the opposition alliance, offers direct transfer of 1 lakh rupees every year into the bank accounts of the lady heads of all poor families in the country if they are voted to power to form government at the center.
अब हम करोड़ों लाखपति बनाने जा रहे हैं। हिंदुस्तान के सारे गरीब लोगों की लिस्ट बनेगी। हर गरीब परिवार में से एक महिला का नाम चुना जाएगा और फिर करोड़ों महिलाओं के बैंक अकाउंट में टकाटक 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 साल के 1 लाख रुपए, महीने के 8,500 रुपए हम डालेंगे।
The Congress leader, in order to impress and attract the broken-hearted, dejected and unhappy youth power of the country, made a strong commitment to directly transfer 1 lakh rupees into the bank account of all such youth who are diploma and degree holders but are unemployed.
यहाँ जो युवा आए हैं, आपके बैंक अकाउंट में भी टकाटक 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 होने जा रहा है। 8,500 रुपए बेरोजगार ग्रेजुएट्स, कॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी ग्रेजुएट्स के बैंक अकाउंट में साल का 1 लाख रुपए और बेहतरीन ट्रेनिंग आपको हम देने जा रहे हैं।
Rahul Gandhi also promises implementation of MSP, the minimum support price for crops, to the farmers under a legal framework.
किसानों को पहली बार कानूनी मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस और कर्जा माफ हमारी सरकार करने जा रही है। हिंदुस्तान के किसानों को अनाज के लिए, शुगर केन के लिए, आलू के लिए, कपास के लिए हम गारंटी करके कानूनी मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, कम से कम दाम उनको हम देने जा रहे हैं।
पर जो हमारा किसान खड़ा है, जानता होगा उसकी आय दोगुनी नहीं हुई। किसान ने आत्महत्या कर ली और दिल्ली की 10 साल की सरकार में 1 लाख किसान आत्महत्या कर चुके हैं। इन्होंने किसानों की आवाज दबाने के लिए न जाने क्या क्या किया। पुलिस प्रशासन और आंदोलन को समय समय दबाने का काम किया, लेकिन किसानों का आंदोलन रुका नहीं। आने वाले समय में जहां किसानों की मदद होने जा रही है, उनके कर्ज के लिए व्यवस्था की जा रही है, वहीं उनकी खुशहाली के लिए फसल की MSP देने के लिए भी कानूनी अधिकार बनाने जा रहे हैं।
What actually is happening in this country is definitely disturbing and perturbing. Are votes being bought? Is our vote so cheap that can be bought against small amount of money or by tempting and enticing us with lucrative offers and pleasant dreams? To please the voters, even the skyrocketing price hike of LPG that left us with sleepless nights is at the time of election being cut down by a meager amount of rupees 100.
The Prime Minister celebrating Women's Day by slashing LPG rates. So the LPG prices have come down by 100 rupees. This is the Prime Minister's Nari Shakti pitch on Women's Day with an aim to support the well-being of families is what the Prime Minister has put out in a statement, saying that the commitment to empowering women and ensuring ease of living, which is why the LPG prices have come down.
Roads that were broken and ruined remained in dilapidated condition for years together are being constructed overnight. Cities are being beautified. Roads that were broken and in pathetic condition for 5 years are seen being constructed immediately after the announcement of election, when there is a ban on start of any new work. None hear the people who suffer for 5 years without a proper road in their area. Why Election Commission do not question on this major issue is a big question to be answered. Is that all not happening merely to influence people and attract voters for their votes in the ongoing elections? Surprisingly, it's all being openly announced that all these promises would definitely take shape, but only if they are voted to power.
पक्की नौकरी, जैसे हमारा नौजवान पहले पक्की वर्दी पहनता था, वैसे ही पक्की नौकरी फौज में दिलाने का काम इंडिया गठबंधन करेगा.
Congress, besides others, also offered a lakh of rupees every year to every woman and every youth, but only if they are voted to power. Are these all not to attract votes? Are these all not to grab power through lucrative schemes and dreams? Are these all not to entice voters to grab their votes? If it was not, then why the schemes were not launched during the last 10 years or before? And why was it all announced only during the election 2024 or just about a few months before the announcement? Now the big question is, why does all these happen only during elections? Why does the leader remain silent during their tenure for 5 years? Why can't they not implement such schemes during the 5 year of their tenure? We need to think seriously on this, and only then our country can develop in true sense. Friends, I want to ask you a very simple question. Do you know the value of your vote? Do you know what vote means for you? Remember, your vote is not as cheap to be exchanged against tempting dreams, lucrative offers, and enticing schemes of rupees 1,000 or 2,000. Your vote plays an important role in the development of the nation. Your vote ensures progress, upliftment, and enlightenment of each one, everyone, everywhere. Friends, your vote is extremely valuable. Your vote must not be sold. The condition and system of the country and its citizens depend on your votes for the next 5 years. The path and direction to the true development is decided on the basis of selection and election of your leader, which is in turn based on your votes. If your vote does not reach the right candidate, it is the public who has to suffer for 5 years. We not only suffer the steep rise in prices of essential commodities and food grains, including petrol, diesel, LPG and CNG, but we remain deprived of minimum healthcare treatment and medical facilities as well when sick. We are made to run from pillar to post for the basic education of our children. Even our educated children remain unemployed for years. These are all true facts and ground reality, and not based on glorified advertisements and publicity material, which are, you may all agree, is far from reality. The poor and the people from the lower strata have to bear the brunt of exploitation, malnutrition, and atrocity on women and children. They remain oppressed and depressed. The downtrodden and the backward communities have to suffer tremendous mental trauma due to harassment and mental torture. Your one small incorrect step and decision today can spoil and snatch your happiness and peace for the next 5 years. You could be surrounded with heaps of problems and difficulties, and when you get into trouble, you don't find any leader stand by your side to help and support you. Friends, can a scheme of providing free ration?
भाइयों बहनों, मैं देश के गरीब भाइयों बहनों को आज दूर की धरती से बताना चाहता हूं, मैंने निश्चय कर लिया है, देश के 80 करोड़ गरीबों को मुफ्त राशन देने वाली योजना को भाजपा सरकार अब अगले 5 साल के लिए और बढ़ाएगी.
And direct transfer of 1,000-2,000 rupees into your bank account make you self-sufficient, self-reliant and self-dependent. That is Atmanirbhar. Whether with such schemes you are assured of proper employment and proper education for your children? Whether with such schemes, you are assured of safety and security of your children and women? Don't you feel that we should be assured of a proper source of income for our family? Don't you think we and our family should have a proper source of income that could bring happiness and prosperity in our houses rather than depending upon freebies which are limited and stagnating for our career? Are you aware of how are we fooled by our own leaders? To know this, we have to understand some basics of election and elected leaders. Friends, have you ever seen the leader you vote for? Have you ever met them? Have you ever met them face to face? Have you ever discussed problems of your area, including yourself, your society, and the development of your area? I am sure your answer to all my questions would be a big no. We have seen huge posters in our area, your MP at your door, Aapka Sansad Aapke Dwar. But have you ever seen your MP visiting your home and inquire about your condition? No, isn't it? Have you ever seen your elected MP whom you voted to power come at least to your doorstep? No, isn't it? Okay, let's forget about your MP visiting your home or doorstep. Have you ever seen your elected MP whom you voted to power visiting your area or locality? No, isn't it? It may appear to be a mockery, but the fact is that your MP pays a visit in your area at a fixed date and time with prior appointment with their supporters and workers as if they represent only the people belonging to the party of the leader and not to whole community and people of the area. They even forget that once they are elected, there has to be no selection or pick and choose criteria while providing services to the people of their area. Therefore, the elected leaders arrive amongst their supporters and workers, talk with them, discuss with them, and go away. You may have noticed that before the arrival of your MP in the area or locality, the entire area is cleaned, sanitized, and beautifully decorated like a bride, as if Lord Ram was arriving in the area. Inquisitive and out of curiosity, when you inquire about the decoration, you happen to know that your MP had visited your area. Maybe this is known as your MP at your doorstep. Aapka Sansad, Aapke Dwar. Friends, just think, why leaders visit your areas only during elections? Why do they need to campaign during elections? If your leader is familiar with you, is from within your community and area, is with you always in your good and bad times, serves you and your family in every manner, then why do they campaign and why do they have to spend huge lot of money in campaigning? Why do they need to show tempting and lucrative dreams for their victory? And why do they have to talk about depositing money into people's bank accounts? Why do they have to entice the voters with alluring and attractive promises? If the leader is familiar to you, that is someone you know who serves you always, then obviously people would vote for them. I don't see any scope or reason for publicity or campaign in this. The still bigger question here is, what could be the necessity of spending huge amount of money in campaigning for themselves? You are all aware about the electoral bonds. Thousands of crores of rupees were collected by political parties through electoral bonds. After all, what is the need to collect such huge funds which are mostly used for election campaign? In fact, if the money received through electoral bonds, whether right or wrong, black or white, is not my concern, but the huge fund generated through electoral bonds would have certainly eradicated majority of poverty from this country. But of course, only if there is a will to do so. Friends, now it's for you to decide whether you want to elect a person who appears as a photo printed on the hoardings and posters as your leader. You want to vote a person who you don't see till the announcement of next election after 5 years. You want to elect a person who, after being elected, does not meet you for 5 years, who doesn't even bother to hear your problems. You want to elect someone who ignores you and avoids meeting you despite your best efforts. Is it acceptable to you to stumble from one hospital to another for your medical treatment? Keep running from school to school for the education of your children? Run from pillar to post in want of justice while you and your family members are subjected to human rights violation? Do you approve staring at the government grain shop for ration to feed you and your family? Of course, then you may vote for whoever you feel comfortable with. If not, then think thrice to cast your precious vote. Vote a person keeping in mind your and your family's interest as a matter of prime importance. You must vote keeping in mind the true development of your family and children. You must vote keeping in mind all-round development of the country, which includes the upliftment and progress of each one, everyone, everywhere. Now it's up to you to decide whom to vote for, but with utmost sense of responsibility towards the true development of this nation. Remember, development of the entire nation depends on your vote. Voting a right person is your moral duty. Voting is your moral obligation too. So you must vote in the interest of the nation and larger public. Namaskar.